So Harbor has been released for almost 2 years already, yet yesterday I realized that LG never unlocked the dude on any of my accounts. Never played him, never cared to play him, and whenever I queue into a game and saw that the enemy picked Harbor, I knew that it was basically a free win. But why is this agent so hated by Riot? Why is he hated by the players? And why does he has the lowest pick rate and win rate of all agents? Well, long story short, he's just a bad agent overall. He has nothing that puts him above agents like Brimstone, Viper, or Omen. He's just like a bad controller pick, especially in solo queue. In solo queue, basically need to coordinate perfectly with your team to even make him useful at all. If you just throw your smoke on top of the planter and decides to move because he doesn't like the planting spot, you just wasted your smoke, and that's just like one example. Overall, his abilities are just weak, his ult is kinda meh, the wind up is huge, and you can get away pretty fast, and if you do, you basically wasted your ult for nothing. His wave again is really weak, his wall is, to be honest, the only cool thing is in Arsenal, but again you have the same stuff with Viper and it's much better. So there's no really a need to waste a Viper pick to pick Harbor. Now, he's not only hated by players, but he's also hated by Riot. If you look at agents that were unpopular at first and got buffed later, he's not really on that list. Despite his low pick rate and low win rate, he still hasn't received a major buff or rework in almost 2 years. Now, the next question is, do we really need a new controller in this meta, or should we just be kinda happy with the controls that we have at the moment? I mean, to be honest, we don't really need Harbor, but Riot could do something cool, like maybe fully switch the role of the agent, maybe make him an initiator or something like that, where he can actually do something useful for the team. They also heavily push the esports scene as the eye candy that will make people fall in love with the game. So to suddenly switch the pro scene meta by buffing Harbor to be useful, I don't think it will be really appreciated by the esports nerds who spend non-stop hours trying to learn every little thing about the game to get even the smallest edge possible. And let's be real here. If Harbor suddenly became a meta pick, you'd have the entire Valorant esports scene in shambles. Riot's basically in a weird spot with Harbor. They could make him useful by giving him some buffs, but it's not like they're going to make him OP overnight. The safest bet for Riot is to just let him sit there quietly, underperforming, while they focus on the agents that are already core to the meta. That way you don't have the risk to throwing the game off balance by buffing Harbor to the point where people are forced to learn him. He's just like basically in the Valorant purgatory, good enough to stay in the game, but bad enough that nobody actually wants to play him. Honestly, I almost feel bad for the Harbor maze, the few that exist, but hey, if you like the challenge, I guess he's your guy. Maybe one day he'll get his time in the spotlight, but until then he's basically the forgotten child of Valorant. And now if you want to learn more about the game, watch this next video and subscribe because 0% of you are subscribed.
Arrivederci.